From the 700 WLW Newsroom, here's Brian Combs.
Big stories you're talking about, and the big one today, they haven't left. People involved in the Occupy Cincinnati protest from this past weekend, some of them still downtown today. They spent the night at Pyatt Park at Garfield Place. That's where they've pitched tents. About 24 were cited by police for violating city rules that don't allow people to overnight in city parks. The first offense cost them $105. Police tell us that if they are still there tonight, they'll be cited again. The second offense could cost even more. Protesters say they're not going anywhere. This is part of the demonstrations that have been going on all across the country, started with that Occupy Wall Street movement. Police are searching for a suspect in connection with an attack on a 14-year-old in Fairfield Township early this morning. About 6:45 as this boy walked to his bus stop at Pater and Imlay, police say he was attacked. First, we thought it was an older man, but we're finding out now that apparently it was another teen. Pulled a knife on the guy, came up from behind, and put a slash in his neck. They required about 8 stitches, according to reports today. Media reports say that police are continuing to look for the teenager in connection with this. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 352-3040. Butler County Sheriff Richard Jones going to be Bill Cunningham's guest today to talk about this at 12:33 today on 700 WLW. New details are coming out in connection with the murders last month that happened in Franklin County, Indiana. We're learning now that those reports that said they were drug-connected were true. Affidavits filed in court in connection with the charges that were put against the man behind bars say that it was an argument over prescription pills. He was going to the home of the Napiers to buy oxycodone. There apparently was an argument over the price. That led to the trouble. The 5 murders that happened in Franklin County last month. The man facing charges is behind bars on unrelated charges involving a robbery that involved the same drug. Hamilton County's budget's not going to be as tight as we thought. Administrator presenting his plans to commissioners this morning, and apparently it only calls for cutting $2 million from last year's levels. This means that layoffs will not be necessary in the Sheriff's Department. However, Commission President Greg Hartman says there are still things that townships are going to have to help with, like police patrols in Greene, Anderson, and Coleraine townships. 700 WLW Bengals update. The Bengals winners again. Fourth quarter comeback by Andy Dalton and his gang means a victory for the Bengals. They're third on the season. They play the winless Colts Sunday at Paul Brown Stadium, and if they can win that game, Bengals will equal their total of victories for all of last year. 700 WLW Reds update. There are reports from ESPN's Buster Olney that the Reds are going to entertain offers this offseason for a trade of Joey Votto. Reds have him signed for 2 more years, but Olney says beyond that, it's clear that the Reds will not be able to afford his salary, which could be in the neighborhood of $25 million a year. That's why they may end up trading the MVP first baseman before the winter is over.